You know, I'm kind of liking this unfiltered shoot style of doing videos, especially for AEW. Saves me a lot of trouble. I don't have to worry about bells and whistles or edits. Whatever it is whatever it is. It fits, doesn't it? It fits for where AEW is right now. Thank you for watching. We are here to get to it. No BS. We're not going to do any foreplay. We are here to talk about Tony Khan. So last we left our heroes at All Elite Wrestling, or as many are calling them, Arena Empty Wrestling. I'm sorry, I saw that sign on SmackDown, and it's such an unexpected burn that just works. It just does. And I guarantee you, there will be a response. But regardless of what you want to call them, last time we left AEW, Tony Khan got attacked by the New Elite being Kazuchika Okada, the Young Bucks, or Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the EVPs, and the returning Jack Perry. The microphone poke of doom, which saw Tony Khan take what I thought was the funniest, at the same time, worst bumps I have personally ever seen. And then he got hit with the Khan driver. The Tony Khan driver. Everybody came out from the back, including his dad, Shad Khan. And I said at the time, when this premiered, I said to myself, this is going to be one of those segments that everyone is going to be talking about. Because you either absolutely love the segment, or you absolutely hated it. One way or another, people were talking about it. Now, I understand business. Any kind of publicity is good publicity, right? There's no such thing as bad publicity. Unfortunately, there should be. In my eyes, if you get attention by doing something stupid like taking a dump in the middle of the road, sure, you got attention, but you're known for doing something stupid. Is that what you want your legacy to be known as, right? So yes, there is such a thing as bad publicity. Publicity. You know what I'm trying to say. And in this case, I thought it was just all kinds of bad. But a lot of people didn't see it that way. They were just happy that AEW was being talked about. I know, very low bar. Low bar. Oh my god, people are now talking about AEW. And the CM Punk footage led to something. No, it didn't. You didn't need to air that footage to get Jack Perry back on TV. You didn't. At all, really. You could have just brought him back and gotten the exact same effect. And, you know, I said what I had to say. I didn't like it because it came off bad. These guys who are supposed to be your heels, the New Elite, are supposed to be the bad guys attacking poor widow old Tony Khan, and instead, they got cheered. They got cheered for attacking Tony Khan, which is the worst thing that could happen. Because you're supposed to get heat for attacking a beloved owner. But no, they got cheered for it. So, what does that say about Tony Khan? So, to his credit, Tony Khan is selling this to the umpteenth power. He went full Andy Kaufman and wore a neck brace. If I can pull it up here. He wore a neck brace to the NFL draft. Of course, those of you who don't know, his dad, Shad Khan, owns one of the NFL teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I suppose Tony Khan also has a stake in. I don't know if it's stock shares or whatever. It's a family-owned team. So he was at the NFL draft in a neck brace, selling the attack. Let me say this. I personally don't give a damn about what happened on Wednesday. I thought it just came across hokey, and I have no idea where you go from here, especially since it didn't get the reaction it was intended to get. But I do appreciate that Tony Khan is, at the very least, selling the attack. He's doing a great job of bringing some kind of credence, some weight to the attack, and people are going to go, oh my god, where did he get that neck brace from? Why is he wearing a neck brace? Oh, because he got attacked. Where did he get attacked? On Dynamite. Huh. I think I'll watch Dynamite. That's why you do it. It's the Andy Kaufman method. When he got beat up by Jerry the King Lawler, he went around Hollywood wearing a neck brace, and they went, why is he wearing a neck brace? oh, this guy beat me up on talk shows, on all sorts of media, which then led to that big match between Andy Kaufman and Jerry the King Lawler, which did big business. That's why you do this. So I appreciated that Tony Khan was bringing some much needed notoriety to his product. And with all of that, he completely shit the bed. He absolutely pissed all of that away in this interview with the NFL Network. And I am going to pull it up and I am going to play it because it's so baffling. You have to hear it for yourself. So here's what Tony Khan told these poor news anchors who didn't know where he was going. And you already see the comment. Drainmaker already spoiled it for you, but I'm still going to play it because some of you are going, he didn't say that. All right. Here's what Tony Khan said on the NFL Network.
You know, AEW, we've been doing this for 5 years. We are the most successful sports startup since the AFL pre-merger. There has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many years. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I'm really proud of what we do down here.
Okay, for clarity, I'm going to play that ending again, because I think some of you just went, did I just hear him say that? Listen again.
The Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Now watch the news anchors. See their reaction.
And I'm really proud of what we do down here.
They're like, okay, we're done. Yeah, we're done. We're out of here. This was a terrible idea. They were like, all right, yeah, enough of that. Ridiculous. Oh my God. Okay, where do I start with this? Where do I start? This is why I've been telling y'all for the longest time that Tony Khan needs to stop doing media. And no, it ain't about him taking a shot at WWE. Listen, I love competition, and the wrestling business needs competition. You need a viable second promotion that can do everything that WWE does, competing for that top spot, because that keeps the wrestling business, the wrestling ecosystem healthy. You always need a secondary promotion for all these talents to go to. Always. And AEW is a viable secondary promotion. So them taking shots at WWE, I have no issues with, as long as it's good and it's actually something that doesn't make you cringe, right? Taz calling the WWE a sloppy shop during the pandemic when the WWE wasn't requiring wrestlers to get tested. That's a good shot, right? Here, so let's start from the beginning. See, I gotta pull it up again. I don't want to misquote him.
You know, AEW, we've been doing this for 5 years. We are the most successful sports startup since the AFL.
AFL, okay.
Pre-merger.
Pre-merger, gotcha. I thought he said NFL. AFL, pre-merger. That's still, oh my God, that might be worse. See, as a promoter, I get it. You want to say stuff like that because your idea is to sell your product as the best. This is the best thing in the world. It's the only thing you need. It's the only thing you want. You don't want the others because they're going to make your life miserable. We are better. Period. End of story. And you have to think that way. Otherwise, you're going to fail. Every promoter needs to take every product they have and sell, right? So I get the idea of making your product feel more important than it really is because you're trying to sell it. Every salesman knows this. The problem is Tony Khan is terrible at selling because he oversells. He overpromises and underdelivers. That's Tony Khan. Yes, sell it, but don't say shit like that, because then when they watch AEW, they're gonna go, really? This is the best thing to come since the AFL? What? No, just say it's the best wrestling company to happen in decades. It is! Like, speak facts. This is the best wrestling show in the world. In a lot of aspects, it is. You're not making shit up. You're speaking facts from a different perspective. That's promoting your product. Take a little bit of the truth and then blow it up. Don't just make shit up out of thin air. Then you come across delusional. But he doesn't focus on the positives. He doesn't actually look at his product from a realistic standpoint. Tony Khan lives in a sandbox. He lives in his own reality. He's delusional. I hate to say it. No, I don't. I've given up trying to be nice to this guy. Tony Khan lives in his own reality. He doesn't see AEW the way we see AEW. I wouldn't expect him to. The guy's a Nepo baby. He's a billionaire. He doesn't live life like we live it. He has been privileged, nothing wrong with that, but he has been privileged with a way of living that's not necessarily conducive to the masses. So what he thinks is great, a similarity that Vince McMahon has, what he thinks is great 9 times out of 10 isn't what we think is great. And that's okay as long as you're aware of it. Tony Khan really thinks his shit doesn't stink. He really thinks that everybody likes what he likes. And that's a problem. And that's just the beginning. We haven't even gotten to the Harvey Weinstein yet. But let's continue on. I'm going to keep breaking this down since I already played it. Let's see what else he had to say.
There has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many, many, many years. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling.
Of all brands to use, Pepsi? Pepsi? Hello? Pepsi feel? Punk? CM Punk has a Pepsi logo on his arm. Why Pepsi? You couldn't have said Coca-Cola? You couldn't have said Sprite? I can't be the only one that thought about Punk when he said Pepsi. Like, dude, really? Pepsi? And then you went from talking about a beverage to literally one of the most disgusting human beings in existence. At least stay in the same category. Go from Pepsi to, I don't know, Diet Pepsi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or, I don't know, go from Pepsi to Prime. Look at me, showing my Logan Paul hate in this video. Anyways, yeah, that was just such a random thing to say. We are the Pepsi. Pepsi. Does anybody actually like Pepsi? Again, I'm a Sprite guy. I love Sprite. And then there's Coca-Cola. I don't mind Coke. I also don't mind Sunkist. Sunkist is great. Big Red. There's all kinds of sodas. But Pepsi? Alright, I'm staying on this a little too long. Whatever. Let's keep going. So, AEW is Pepsi. Alright.
Yeah. And we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Here's what's sad about this statement. It would be one thing, and again, we're talking about being a competitor. Tony Khan trying to show the world that he is Team AEW all the way. Which again, there's nothing wrong with taking shots. There's nothing wrong. You just gotta do it in a way that benefits your company and doesn't make you look like a fool. Which, unfortunately, this didn't. This made Tony Khan look absolutely horrible. And made everybody, including the anchors, go, what is wrong with him? But regardless, this is a stupid, really cringy thing to say. I would be more forgiving of it if Tony Khan was younger. If Tony Khan was in his 20s, okay, it was a dumb thing to say, but you can write that off. You're like, okay, he's young. He doesn't understand how this works. He just got into wrestling. He'll figure it out as time goes by. He can get over it, right? He'll move on. He'll look back on this when he's in his 30s and go, yeah, that was stupid. You know, if he was in his 30s, I can still say that. We're pushing it. Let's say 35. I'd be like, okay, maybe he'll learn his lesson in the next 3 years. maybe, hopefully, right? I can still forgive it. Tony Khan is in his 40s. When you enter your 40s, you're set in your ways. By this point, you've understand how you are. Hopefully, you've matured and you've settled on a certain set of values and morals when you enter your 40s. At this point, you're tired of the bullshit. You understand what works for you. You stop associating with people that you don't like, and you just focus on your life. Right? So, Tony Khan is in his 40s now. Is there maybe a slight chance he can wake up tomorrow and go, yeah, that was stupid. I take that back. Maybe. I don't see it happening. I think Tony Khan really believes I got him. Oh, that was a great line. And I don't see him looking back on this and going, that was stupid. I think he really believes this was a great line, and I honestly think he would say it again. And that's a problem. That's a massive problem. So, on top of that, as we dig deeper, you look past the Pepsi comparison. You look past the fact that he's way too old to be acting like this. Harvey Weinstein, the producer, was it executive producer? Used his position of power to force clients, force actors, force people in the business to perform unsolicited, unwanted sexual acts. And he did that for decades. Generations. He got away with it. Listen, if Vince McMahon was there, and he's not, he sold all his stock, but even if Vince McMahon was there, it would still be an overstatement. But I could at least, again, I would be more forgiving if Vince McMahon was there. He's not there no more. He sold his stock. Which makes this statement even worse. The evil juggernaut, the Harvey Weinstein. What in God's name has WWE done to even warrant being called the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling? You look so bad. That's the kind of statement that makes people go, this guy's out of his mind. Wait, what? I don't know. Maybe there's something Tony Khan knows. Perhaps Vince wasn't the only one committing all those crazy acts. And if it comes out, then Tony Khan will look like a hero, and I will take all the heat for what I have to say in this video. But until those facts come out, Tony looks like an idiot still. You look ridiculous saying this statement. It doesn't promote AEW. It doesn't make people want to watch your shows. It doesn't get anybody any kind of good publicity. Again, people talk about there's no such thing as bad publicity. I believe there is good and bad. This is the wrong kind of publicity you want. So now, instead of turning on Dynamite, instead of making people watch a show that has, hey, remember? The first ever black world champion in the promotion's history. Remember that guy, Swerve Strickland? You don't? Or did you forget? A show that has all kinds of great wrestling. A show that has all kinds of fresh, new, awesome talent. They're not going to be watching that. They're going to be talking about the fact that you compared WWE to Harvey Weinstein. You idiot. You took a great opportunity. You were hand-fed a platform to get your show over. To promote anything you could have wanted. Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All In. Sold tickets for all three of them. Or at least sold tickets for Dynamite happening next fucking week. Or Collision happening tonight. Anything. You could have talked about anything. Instead, you flushed it down the toilet. All that good faith that you built up from wearing a fucking neck brace. Flushed it down the toilet by calling WWE the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. Congratulations. Round of applause. Round of applause. This is why Tony Khan needs to stop doing media. Stop doing media. Get someone else to do it. Just be the guy that just funnels money into AEW. That's it. Because this was so bad. For the first time, and I never thought this, I actually considered the idea that AEW would be better off without Tony Khan. Now, let's be real. Tony Khan leaves AEW, AEW dies. Where it is right now, it's not the conglomerate, it's not the juggernaut that WWE is. That's such a machine, it can operate without Vince McMahon. And it is. It's actually doing better without Vince McMahon. You know what I mean? AEW's not there yet. They lose Tony Khan, they lose their life source, they lose their money, they lose any kind of viable reason to continue. The only thing keeping AEW afloat, because it's literally bleeding money everywhere else. The only thing keeping AEW afloat is Tony Khan and Shad Khan's money. That's a lot of money. The people watching this video right now, let's say it's 100. If I gave all of you $1 million, that's $100 million right now. Do you know that that wouldn't even scratch 1% of how much money Shad and Tony Khan have combined? That wouldn't scratch 1%. I can make you all millionaires right now, 100 of you. They have unlimited amounts of money. They couldn't spend the kind of money they have. They could go on vacation once a month. They would still be billionaires. That's how much money he has. It is hard to spend billions of dollars. Very hard. So AEW, as long as Tony Khan keeps putting money into it, will always be around. Which is a bad thing, because I have a big issue with how Tony Khan is running AEW. And I honestly wish he would just step away from daily operations, day-to-day operations, and just be someone who just gives his money. I'm here to promote, I'm here to give money, and that's about it. Hire someone else to do media, hire someone else to run day-to-day operations, hire someone else to run the shows, do creative, lead the creative team, lead creative meetings, do scrums. Hire someone else that can run this show better, because Tony is not it. Tony is just terrible. He's terrible. And this is just more proof that I don't know if Tony is cut out to be an owner of a wrestling company. But he might learn from his mistake. It's one of those things where it's like, I look at him as a billionaire, and the fact that he's a Nepo baby, and the fact that he surrounds himself with yes men, I don't see him learning from his mistakes. And I can see him doing something like this or even worse again in the future. And AEW right now doesn't need this shit. It doesn't. It doesn't. You had a golden opportunity to promote your show, and you wasted it on calling WWE the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. Now, no one is going to be talking about AEW. Ladies and gentlemen, the best promoter for WWE is still Tony Khan. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts down below. What do y'all think? Am I over-exaggerating? Some of you will disagree, and that's fine. I don't care. This is how I feel. But thank you for watching. Regardless of how you feel, I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. So leave your thoughts down below. Leave a like. Follow me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Donate. PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, Venmo. And I'll catch you guys next time. For, again, these shoot-style videos for AEW are not going away. So you'll see me just come up here, turn on the camera and ripped, and then turn it off when I'm done. So I will see you in my next ripped, right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.